So you never know where these videos are going to go. I'm going to tell you right now that everything that you are watching in this particular video are things that I watched on my phone, and two of the major ones, the first time that we see a gun on camera in the Charlie Kirk situation, and also this one that we're looking at right here, where the implication is that this might be Lance Twigg's, the boyfriend. Okay. When I watched them on my phone, in both cases, I thought, there's nothing here. So many people have sent it to me though. I will put them in the video. And as you'll see shortly, I'm going to show them to you guys in the video. And after looking up on the big screen, I actually think there's something to both. Primarily this one, though. This one, so this account, Hustle Bitch, is like, why was this footage scrubbed? Have you guys seen this? So you got another gun at the event. Now, specifically, let me tell you what I think this is, because I've seen this ripping around. Like, to be clear, the reason why I cover these things, like if I'm making a direct implication, I will tell you exactly what I'm implying. And if I'm not, then what that means, generally speaking, is that so many people sent me a clip that I'm like, okay, let me tell you what I see here, because so many of my viewers sent this to me. Okay, so let me play this for you, and then I'll tell you exactly what I think this is, right? So it says, why was this footage scrubbed? He was the first to run from the crowd after Charlie Kirk was shot, gun in hand, and they still pretend he doesn't exist. Reminder, this is the only person ever caught on video holding a gun that day. So who's protecting him and why? Okay. So now on the same account that I just established might be, sharing stuff that just kind of looks like whatever, right? Was Lance Twigg caught on video at UVU. This is roughly 30 minutes after the shooting. While police were on rooftops, a man walks out of the Utah Valley University campus. The moment he notices the camera, he grabs his phone and pretends to talk, drops his head to hide his face. He matches the description of Lance Twigg, the boyfriend. All right, let's see what you guys think, and then we're going to get to some psychotic leftists. Ready? I mean, that is, listen, there's no way for me to know, but if that is the dude that's up on the roof right there, that looks like that is him, dude, right? This guy is on the roof. And then reaches in his pocket, goes and pretends no one can see. Dude.
Before you scroll, before you judge, before you whisper to yourself, I already know what happened. Pause for just a moment. Because what if, just what if, the story you were told was only the version that was easiest to accept? What if the man already sitting behind bars wasn't the one who pulled the trigger? I'm not asking you to defend him. I'm not asking you to take sides. I'm asking you for something far more human, a fair chance at truth. Please, before we move on, don't forget to drop your comment. As you listening to this new updates, we would definitely respond to all comment. We will be glad to hear your feedbacks on this report. We stand for justice. We stand for Charlie. Because if what you're about to see is real, then an innocent man may be locked in a cell right now, while the real shooter is out there, blending back into everyday life, shopping at the same stores, walking free through the same streets, trusted, overlooked, forgotten. And if that doesn't shake you, ask yourself this: if it were you or someone you loved, would you want people to simply scroll past? Or would you pray that anyone chose to look twice? What do you think? Is the case moving forward carefully, or is progress being slowed by procedural delays? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's where we hear your thought, cuss. We will definitely respond to all comment. and where are you watching from. To stay updated on every development, subscribe now, turn on notifications, and also don't hesitate to support this movement, so you stay informed as new update becomes available. This is Detective Max, and together we fight for justice. Tyler Robinson, just 22 years old. Overnight, his name wasn't Tyler's anymore. It became the shooter, the extremist, the villain. Before he could speak, before a jury could deliberate, before a single piece of evidence could even be questioned, the world had already slammed the gavel. Guilty by headline. Guilty by assumption. Guilty because it was easier to accept a quick answer than confront a complicated truth. But ask yourself, did we really think for ourselves, or were we told what to believe? Who decided what version of Tyler we were allowed to see? His past mistakes, his awkward photos, his angry posts, all glued together to form a perfect image of someone society wouldn't defend, someone easy to condemn. And here's the part that should make every one of us uncomfortable. What if this wasn't just public outrage? What if it was orchestrated? What if powerful hands, political, media, institutional, needed this case closed fast? Needed a face to blame, needed a name to sacrifice, not because it was proven, but because it was convenient. Because when justice becomes rushed, when narratives are chosen before facts are heard, that's not justice, that's theater. And we, the people, become the audience, applauding an ending we were never allowed to question. So I ask you again, did Tyler Robinson get judged, or was he assigned a role? And if he was set up to fail from the very beginning, then who is really on trial here? Him, or the system that needed him to be guilty? Now let's talk about what I'm calling the first bombshell. A video, not from the authorities, not from the official footage they teased on TV. No, this came from a bystander, an ordinary citizen, someone who had no agenda, just a phone in their hand at the wrong moment, or maybe the right one. In the grainy clip, slowed down and stabilized, you can see it. A man is sprinting right after the gunshot, not running in fear, not ducking for cover like the rest of the crowd, running with intention, with focus, with something in his hand, something unmistakable, even in motion blur. A gun, not a phone, not a wallet, a weapon. And here's the part that sends chills down your spine. It's not Tyler Robinson. Different height, different build, different clothing. Tyler was reported to be in X-colored outfit. This runner, hoodie, blurred, but clearly dark. Pants, loose fit. Shoes, light reflective glare when the camera catches him under the streetlight. The timestamp, within seconds of the confirmed shot. Meaning whoever this is, they were either the shooter or standing right next to the shooter. Either way, that person should have been the #1 suspect. But ask yourself, why were we never shown this clip on mainstream news? Why did law enforcement never mention this individual? Why wasn't there a person of interest alert? A bellow? A face composite? A single public question about the man fleeing with a gun in hand? Did they miss it? Or were we never meant to see it? Because if this video is real, then Tyler Robinson may not just be innocent. He may be a replacement, a scapegoat, a placeholder plugged into the story so the real suspect could vanish quietly. So let me ask you, and I want you to answer honestly in your own heart. If that was your brother running from the scene, or your son locked away while another man walked free, would you accept silence? Would you shrug and say the system knows best? Or would you fight, scream, demand they acknowledge the man with the gun? Now, if the first video raised questions, the second one shatters the narrative completely. This isn't speculation. This isn't internet gossip. This comes from a sworn statement, from a local resident who had nothing to gain and everything to lose by speaking up. According to their testimony, they were positioned just yards away from where the fatal shot was fired. And at the exact moment of impact, when people froze in confusion, they saw him, not Tyler, Lance Twigg, Tyler Robinson's boyfriend, not miles away, not at home in shock, not hearing the news like everyone else, standing right there, within feet of the scene, close enough to see the chaos unfold before the rest of the crowd even processed what had happened. Let that sink in. The person closest to Tyler, the one emotionally tied to the accused, more than anyone else, placed at ground zero at the exact moment of the shooting. And yet, No investigation, no interview, no press mention, not even a casual "we are looking into it." Why? Was it protection? Was it negligence? Or was he never meant to be questioned? Because if Lance Twigg was there, and authorities knew, then what are we really looking at here? A criminal case, or a crafted narrative, where only one person was ever supposed to take the fall? And that brings us to a very uncomfortable possibility. Was this justice? Or was this placement? Because when the closest emotional tie to the accused is physically present at the crime scene, and still treated as invisible, that's not oversight, that's intent. So ask yourself, if someone you loved was accused, and their partner, the one person who may know the real truth, was never even questioned, would you still call that justice? Or would you start to wonder if this entire case was never about truth at all? Now that you've seen the cracks, let's confront the most important question of all. If Tyler Robinson didn't do it, then why was he chosen to take the fall? Ask yourself, who benefits from Tyler going down for this? Is it political convenience? A fast closure to avoid public unrest? Is it media simplicity? A storyline so clean and clickable that no journalist dared to complicate it? Is it a justice system desperate to look efficient, terrified of appearing weak or uncertain? Because Tyler was perfect for their narrative, not perfect as in guilty, perfect as in easy to condemn. A young man with past online statements, a digital history that could be cut, edited, and repackaged into proof. Someone who could be villainized in seconds, without trial, without defense. So here's the uncomfortable thought. Did they follow evidence? Or did they follow convenience? Because while the public saw headlines, someone else may have seen an opportunity to grab control, to steer the narrative, to redirect blame away from places it was never meant to land. Asterisk and notice. The moment Tyler was arrested, the conversation ended. Every headline stopped asking, who did it? And instantly switched to why. Did Tyler do it? They didn't solve the case. They assigned it. So I'll ask again. And I want you to sit with this question. Was Tyler judged? Or was he selected? Selected to be the shield. Selected to absorb the anger. Selected so that whoever truly fired that shot could slip away unseen, untouched, unmentioned. Because if that's what happened, then this isn't just a wrongful accusation. It's a full-scale betrayal, not just of Tyler, but of truth itself. And if we don't demand answers, then we aren't just bystanders. We become accomplices to silence. Let me make something absolutely clear. This isn't about whether you liked Charlie Kirk, disliked him, or never listened to a single word he ever said. This is bigger than politics. This is bigger than personal beliefs. This is about truth. Because real justice doesn't change depending on which side you're on. You don't protect truth only when it benefits your team. You protect it because without truth, none of us are safe. So even if you believe Tyler Robinson could have done it, you must also believe he deserves the right to fair proof. And if someone else pulled that trigger, if someone else walked away while Tyler was caged, then this is no longer just a case. It's a moral emergency. Because if Tyler Robinson was framed, then every single person watching this right now has a decision to make. Do you pretend you didn't see the inconsistencies? Do you shrug and say, not my problem? Or do you admit, even quietly, that something isn't right here? Because whether we like it or not, we are part of this story now. Once you are aware of potential injustice, you don't get to walk away and call yourself uninvolved. You either stand for truth, or you let a lie stand in your place. Because silence is not neutral. Silence, when evidence is ignored, becomes betrayal. Not just betrayal of Tyler, not just betrayal of Charlie's memory, but betrayal of justice itself. And if we don't demand honesty, who will? Let's be clear. This is not about whether you admire Charlie Kirk or disagree with everything he stood for. This isn't about politics. This isn't about ideology. This is about truth, and whether it still matters in a world that moves faster than facts can catch up. Because justice isn't real if it only applies to people we agree with. Justice isn't real if it's decided by headlines instead of evidence. Justice isn't real if guilt is determined by how easy it is to hate someone, rather than whether proof exists. If someone framed Tyler Robinson, whether to protect another suspect, to calm the outrage, or to serve a bigger agenda, then the failure isn't just on prosecutors or investigators. It's on us, the viewers, the voters, the citizens who heard one version of the truth and accepted it because it was easier than asking hard questions. And that's what terrifies me most. Because history shows us something brutal. Injustice rarely survives without silence. It thrives in it. It feeds on it. It depends on good people doing nothing. So understand this, silence is not neutral. Silence when evidence is ignored becomes approval. Silence when another human being may be wrongly condemned becomes betrayal. And if we turn away, if we shrug and say someone else will handle it, then we are no longer observers of injustice. We become participants. So before you click away, ask yourself, am I willing to at least listen before I judge? Because that single decision might be the only form of justice Tyler Robinson has left. At this point, there's only one fair response. Full transparency, not speculation, not theories, not selective press statements. We want the footage, all of it. Release the full unedited version of the bystander's video showing the man fleeing with a gun. Release all known angles. Street cam, security cam, crowd recordings. If law enforcement already analyzed it, show us their findings. And if they haven't, explain why. And what about the sworn statement placing Lance Twigg at the scene? Was it received? Was it logged? Was it dismissed? Did investigators ever pull phone pings, GPS, camera scans of him that night? If not, why? If yes, where are those reports? This is not an attack on law enforcement. This is not an attack on the courts. This is a call for accountability, because justice cannot survive behind sealed files and unanswered questions. If the evidence points to Tyler Robinson, then prove it proudly, show it, lay it out for the world to see. That's what truth does. It stands boldly. But if there are videos being buried, witnesses being ignored, timelines being rushed, then we are no longer talking about justice. We're talking about protection. And protection, when pointed in the wrong direction, becomes collusion. So I'm saying this clearly, not with rage, not with division, but with resolve. Release the footage. Question every witness. Reconstruct the timeline. Don't tell us to trust the process. Let us see it. This isn't about defending one man. This isn't about rewriting what happened. This is about refusing to accept a verdict built on silence. Because justice, real justice, only exists when the truth is visible, not filtered, not edited, not conveniently delivered in small, controllable portions. So here's the line in the sand. If Tyler Robinson is guilty, then let the world see the evidence without manipulation. But if critical footage is being hidden, if witnesses are being ignored, if timelines are being forced to fit a single conclusion, then this case isn't closed. It's compromised. And compromised justice is no justice at all. So to anyone watching this, whether you agree with me or not, I'm asking you for one simple thing. Don't turn away. Don't bury your doubt. Don't let someone else decide when the truth has been fully told. If you believe in fairness, if you believe in real justice, then let your voice be counted. Type it, say it, share it, show the footage. No anger, no hate, no chaos, just truth, fully seen. Asterisk, because if we don't demand it now, then one day it may be your name in the headlines, your child behind bars, your story rewritten by strangers. And when that day comes, you'll pray that someone, anyone, refuse to stay silent.